Greetings, it's HawgDawg. Hey, today we're coming to you from DCS, that's Digital Combat Simulator. And what we're looking at is the new 2.5 beta version. They're about to release the entire version for the whole rest of the world, like next week, but they gave it to beta testers a week early to do some testing. And we've been waiting for 2.5 for quite some time because uh, they've been promising to bring all the maps into one environment, whereas they had the original Caucasus map still in 1.5 when the new maps that look better, like Vegas and Normandy, those were in 2.0 or 2.1, whatever the numbers are, because they changed so much. But the deal is now they're all together in 2.5, and the Caucasus map has been upgraded quite a bit. Uh, the map itself, the terrain, everything's still the same, so all your old maps still work, but the graphics have been upgraded quite a bit. So we're going to take a little tour in the Huey. We're taking the harbor tour uh, so that we can show you kind of some of the changes. So we'll just get going. Let me back it up a little bit so you get a better view. Let me get rid of that little red box in the corner and the little one down here, this crew status. And okay, so I guess we're ready to go. Oh, let me go ahead and get rid of the labels too, because all they do is clutter up the, oops, that's the wrong one. There we go. Labels are gone. So, like I said, we are in the Huey. Don't have any weapons because we're not shooting stuff today, but even as you look from the outside, you can kind of see some of the graphic changes right at the runway, or right on the runway. There's some good looking trucks over there, some missile launchers or whatever those are. That helicopter is waiting for me to get going, so let's get back in the seat and let's take to the skies. Oh, couple, I trim a little forward before I take off in the Huey because it has a tendency to rock backwards when you take off, so a couple notches forward really helps in departing. Another thing worth noting with the Huey is you don't really want to overweight it a lot. If it goes, if it gets overweight, it's really hard to get up in the air, and it's really easy to over torque and kill your engines. So as we're traveling along here, you can see, like I said, the trees are. They didn't change a lot of the texturing of the trees, but you can see the shadows underneath of them. And as we fly our helicopter over the tree area, you will see the shadows from the helicopters actually go over the trees. You never used to see that before because they weren't solid. And also, from the first thing you notice here is the smoke from this smokestack looks a lot better. It used to be pretty coned. I mean, it was pretty straight, but now it kind of waves with the wind, which is really cool. Another thing you're going to notice next to the streets, there are street lights and power cables that run along the street, which is really cool. Let's get in a little closer. There we go. One of the big things that you'll notice right off the bat is the water. The water does look pretty incredible for a flight sim. You can also notice that there's a lot of boats. There's some beach going stuff going on over here. There's umbrellas and chairs. It really does look very nice compared to the original Caucasus map, which didn't look bad, but this is so much better. Again, here we can see the street lights, both sides of the street. I haven't actually flown her at night yet, so I don't know how well they light up the street. That would be interesting to see. And we'll zoom ahead a little bit. Let me get into autopilot. zooming in a little bit, or zooming up a little bit in time. We'll fly out here to some of the harbor area. There we go. See some really nice boats at the dock, off the dock. There's some sailboats out there. There's some nice canals. Oh, no, another one of the things that you'll notice in 2.5 versus 1.5, the edges where the water meets the land, there's some depth to the transition, which is actually pretty cool. It was usually before it was pretty flat. There wasn't a lot of depth in there. Oh, here's a railroad track over here. Now the railroad tracks, it comes to an end right there, but that's okay because I don't know if that's where it ends or not. But anyway, you can see that there's electrical lines that are running along the railroad tracks. Before, it was pretty much just a track. Here you can see some vehicles as they're traveling along the road. Buses. We'll gain a little altitude so that we can take a look at things from a little higher perspective. Actually looks pretty darn good, and it runs pretty smooth. Now, I normally run this in a VR headset, but in order to do that, I kind of have to take down some of the graphics because there's so much here. It's pretty intense for the VR headset. I run the HTC Vive, but like I said, unless you kill the shadowing and drop some of the graphics down a little bit, you're going to get a bunch of stuttering, and you really don't want that in the VR headset. So that's why I'm not flying it in the VR headset today, so that we can show you what it looks like to everyone else. It doesn't look much different in the VR, but the shadows won't move. They're not dynamic because I took them off. There's some other things that I change. I lower the water a little bit. There's some other things I change. Anyway, you can look through this valley. You can see that there's a cloud overhead, and where the sun is going through the cloud, there's a really nice cloudy cover over the center of the city. That's a really cool effect. Oh hell, let's head up into the mountains and see what's waiting for us up there. We'll zoom out a little bit. See the helicopter. Uh-oh. I think I over-torqued her. Looks like we're going down. Anyway, that's what the new DCS looks like. If you're excited about this, you're with me on that, because I'm pretty excited about it. I did do some testing. We'll go ahead and look at some of these different aircraft. These are AI aircraft. I could jump in that one if I wanted to. But there's some other stuff going on around here. There's what looks like a Hawk. A P-51. Not a Hawk. What else we got out there? Just the helicopter. Some of the other things that you'll notice is there's some differences in the way that things are displayed on the map. For example, over here, you can see that these are fuel dumps. And fuel dumps have a different symbol than, say, ammo dumps and other kinds of dumps. Before, it was just kind of a square. It's kind of a nice change to that. What else we got over here? Here you can see some of the bunkers, pads. There's the airport. The old Mi-8, good looking helicopter. Oops. I don't know what kind of ship that is, but the graphics on that are atrocious. Actually, all of the ships are looking atrocious. I'll have to write in as a beta tester for that. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. That's it for today. If you have any questions, leave a comment.